Is that your plan?
Oop. Sputnik down. Down. Sputnik down. Okay.
Oh, that's my favorite bush. I pee on that thing.
Sputnik, come. Sputnik, come. Sputnik, down. Down. Good. Nope. Down.
Hello.
Hello. How are you guys?
How are you?
Good, are you?
Good.
Good.
Nope.
He said I'm
Nice.
home.
Yeah, come on in.
Thank you.
Go, go, go.
Come on, Sputter.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Hi, bud.
Oh, they're home.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Good,
Good. How are you?
Good.
Go, boy, Sputnik.
Oh, let me.
I'm Kelton.
But Casey. Nice
Casey?
to meet you.
Doug. Nice
Good to meet you.
Should I let him off leash?
Huh?
Is it good?
You got
Yeah,
the back door
it's
open,
good.
front door, anything like that?
No, you're good.
Let's keep him on leash for a second, let him be
On
excited,
leash?
and then we can
Okay.
talk. And talk a little bit. That way I can get a little bit about the situation.
Okay.
Make sure that like we get everything good, and then I'll bring Astra in. Obviously.
Yeah.
You're like, where's the third one?
Yeah. She's the most chill. She's,
Yeah.
Well, she'll get excited, but
Yeah.
I'm so surprised he's not barking.
yeah.
Really?
They're good doggies.
He gets so excited.
Sorry.
Every time he loses his marbles.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm glad you guys are both pretty athletic. Imagine if it was some old guy. It's
know.
just like boom. It just took you out.
This guy especially, he'll take you right
Yeah.
off.
I had a lot of fun with him.
Yeah,
Yeah. We all did.
He's a super fun dog.
Yeah.
He's just a little.
He's a
like
blue
old
healer,
dog,
dude.
He likes to heal.
He's just amped, bro. Yeah. He's a blue healer. He likes having fun. He wants to do stuff. That's all it is.
Over that first.
Sorry. Actually, I have a video that hasn't come out yet with him.
Okay.
It's still being edited because it was shot on that. It's a 360 camera, so it's got to be reframed before you can edit it.
Nice.
So it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So it takes a little longer to come out, but I think it was from maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Good boy. But yeah, I played ball with him and stuff like that. He has a great time with basically anything you
He's
can
a
do.
nerd. Playing fetch.
Yeah, he wants to play. Yeah. So
Well,
let's
wash
see.
the wash track. The water, all of that.
Okay. So I guess I'll grab both y'all's attention for one sec. And the first thing I kind of want to know is what
Sit.
concerns
So
do you guys have? What is your main thing, like concerns for the transition back?
So the biggest concern is really just him picking on Bear and kind of just like what I just saw, but much worse is what it used to be, where he would just continuously push Bear and try to get him away from either like Bear just coming up to me, saying hello.
See, normally that's
Like-
not
like that stuff.
positive.
Okay. So then that's pretty positive. That's much
very
better.
positive,
Okay.
Yeah, that is a huge improvement, where it was.
Got that? No, I'm playing with you.
And, like same thing with whether it's the food bowls. Like Bear's a big just licking food bowls after everybody's done.
Right.
Sputnik doesn't care about doing any of that. He just cares that Bear doesn't. Or
So he tries
like,
to basically control
yeah,
Bear's movements.
100%.
It's almost like he's
He'll-
hurting him or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
exactly.
maybe.
Isn't that crazy? The thing is,
Shocker,
he just does
yeah.
it way worse with Bear than he does Astra.
Yeah.
He's just very concerned about Bear's movements at
No.
all times.
Well, because the only time that him and Astra they ever had problems is when it was more like a spatial problem and not any other kind of issue.
Yeah.
It's like if they're in the same area and Astra's kind of like and Hema noticed this too. What she does is she just kind of like annoys you.
Yeah, instigates.
Yeah, she's just like, and then they're like, dude, stop it.
Yeah.
You know? And so she did that to him a few times that I was able to correct. Because originally for the first like several weeks, we had them in the same kennel together in like a 5x15. And yeah, we ended up separating them because we just changed our policy where we don't want to have any dogs together because we had a pair of blue healers and one of them tuned the other one up. Yeah, it cost us like $2,000 because we ended up paying for the surgery. They said it was okay to keep them together, but
It's not okay.
apparently it was not, so not doing that again. But you know, like we ended up separating them. But but they didn't do anything that crazy. But all I would hear is like sometimes Astra would just be annoying him, like because they slept in the doghouse together. You know, they hung out together in their little doghouse. And sometimes I think Astra would just annoy him.
And he has very little patience for it, and he will.
And so he would be like, "Get off!"
Yeah.
And then I would hear Astra go,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Okay, you're being a husky. That's cool. Huskies make those noises, you know." So I wasn't like, "Okay, she's dying." I'm like, she's a husky making husky noises, right? Yeah.
Bear would also.
Nope.
Like he has zero confidence.
So is that a normal thing that you see?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you saw what I did?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know how. I guess I had a question. Is how have you guys handled that in the past?
Same thing. I'll yell at him and then I'll try to just push him to like either my feet or make him sit down somewhere. The problem is he likes to either protest it if I really force him to stay, or like he'll be good for a couple minutes and then
go back to it. Yeah.
Go back.
Have they ever gotten into a full-on fight?
Mildly, not to where like anybody's hurt.
They ever puncture each other?
Huh?
Ever puncture each other?
No. It's usually just a little brawl and then we'll break it up. We never like have let it go long enough, and then after we started noticing it a time or two, we just like if we're gone, we're not around, we'll just separate them.
That's a good
We'll
idea.
keep one of them upstairs, one of them downstairs, and then no issues.
So the training, the way that training works just generally is okay. So I'll kind of lay out like how we do stuff and how it affects that, because that's the main concern, right? Because obviously we did a bunch of obedience and stuff like that, right? And that's like nice to have, but then it's like, why did you call us? Right?
For sure.
And then the obedience is like, okay, that's one of the ways that we get to there, where we can have a better management solution with them. But part of it's going to be teaching them context here, which is why if I remember correctly, in this program, there's additional lessons afterwards, correct? Yeah. So that's why we added those in, because we're like, okay, well, after having done lots of programs like this, I learned that if you just drop the dogs off,
They go back.
things don't work out that well, to be honest with you, right? And especially considering that, okay, learning environment affects retaining information and being able to use it. And this is a terrible learning environment for you, actually, and for you. Why? Because you haven't seen your dogs in, 8 weeks? Yep. And so you're like, no, they're home, yay! And then you're like, all right, this guy's here, he's talking, cool. But you're really thinking about the dogs, right? Yep. And so then may hear most of what I say, may not. That's why I play this. Because then it's like, all right, I'll upload it for you, and then you can watch it back 10 times. So if you're like, what did that guy say? You can be like, oh, he said this, and then we're coming back anyway, right? So that's kind of the first thing. The way we do the training is, I think of it in terms of like 5 sections or pillars that fit together, right? So the first one is that we try to get the dogs to cooperate with us, right? So, but that only comes after evaluation. So we evaluate first, so that's just paying attention, and that lasts throughout the process. You're always evaluating what you see, right? Then after that, you're trying to get cooperation with the dogs, and then cooperation leads to fulfillment for the dog, right? So then they get cooperation. When they cooperate, they get fulfillment, right? And then we do socialization, and then the last thing is authority, right? So those kind of go all together. And then with this kind of an issue, I'm very careful not to try to do what a lot of trainers do. In fact, it's probably what I would have done about a year ago, which is Band-Aid it, right? So I'll describe what a Band-Aid would look like for this. A Band-Aid for this would be to use obedience only to fix it. It's not a real fix, it's a Band-Aid, right? Because I'll give you a couple of options, right? If you had a preference, would you rather be able to let your dogs roam around free in your house while you're together with them and not have to worry about it? And if you do have a problem, fix it right away and then know that, okay, that's very unlikely to reoccur very often, right? Or would you like to have to constantly tell your dogs to sit, constantly tell them to down, constantly tell them to be on the place cot, constantly just giving them commands to try to keep them away from each other? Got a preference?
That's essentially where we were.
Yeah. You like the first one, right? Way better. Okay. So then the question is, well, how do you get there? So that's where the kind of second thing comes in. So that first set of 5 where we got evaluation, that's part of the training process, right? For anything, not just behavioral modifications with packs of dogs. You evaluate, you get to cooperation. My favorite way to do it is by playing with them. Play with them, whether it's personal play, where it's, that's what Astra loves that, right? I just bounce back and forth and I'll bite her, so to speak, bite her with my hand. And she's and she gets all hype, right?
They love it.
With Sputnik, he likes that too, but he likes the ball and he likes playing tug and stuff like that, right? So
Oh yeah, you saw how we were.
Yeah,
That was so he kills me when he does.
yeah, he's a freak for the ball too.
I didn't notice
Yeah.
that until I watched back
That was
and I was
funny.
laughing.
Yeah,
I was like, if
So-
I could just like,
that's a way to start getting
Does that
cooperation with them.
That's it every time.
Um,
As like the main
And then
video of your-
the other way is
yeah,
walking,
yeah.
right? So play and walks. That's basically it. That's all I do every day while I'm training. It's actually kind of fun. I don't use treats very often at all. I found that they do have a place in dog training, but much more limited than I had originally thought. I used to use them for everything. But then I realized, well, like you take a dog like this, he might take treats from you because he's kind of like just motivated by almost everything, right? But if you're, say, out at the park with Sputnik and you guys are walking around or whatever, and he's like at the end of this leash, which it just keeps going, right? This is a 26-foot retractable, and most of the team, they use 16-foot retractables. They're out at the end of the leash and you're walking by the tree line. What are they doing? Smelling everything, right? And if you recall them and then you want to reward them, what's a bigger reward for them? To say, okay, and let them go back to the trees? Or to try to get them to pay attention for a second and give them a treat? Guarantee the tree line. Every time. It's not even close, right? They will care way more about sniffing everything that they can smell while they're out there than they do about the tree, right? So what I think of it is, think of yourself as kind of like, not in an alpha way, but just in a kind of like a fun way, as like a pack leader, where you're like hanging out with your dogs and your goal is to like have the same goal as them, where you're aligned. So you're like, they're sniffing trees, go on and check it out too. Now, I'm not saying like get on all fours and sniff trees, but like, walk through the trees with them and be like, oh, what's that, buddy? Oh, you gonna pee on that tree? Oh yeah, pee on that tree, right? That kind of thing, where you're doing it together with them. That's how you end up getting cooperation, right?
Okay.
So then what you're basically doing, I think the foundation of all dog training is pressure and then release. And that's the same thing for treats, actually, right? What's the pressure? They want the treat real bad, right? Then they do the thing, and the pressure releases, and they get the treat, right? Or if they have leash pressure, if you put pressure on the leash, and then they comply, and then the pressure's gone, and then they get to go sniff stuff, pressure, release, right? Same thing with the e-collar once you teach them what it means and where to go with it, right? You have pressure, right? That stimulation feeling, that shock, and they go, oh. And then once they have some directionality, once they've learned what different words mean, then they know, okay, I comply, this goes away. And then once I've kind of finished it, then they say, okay, and I get to go back to the thing that I was doing, that I like doing, right? Mm-hmm. Or maybe they'll throw the ball or something cool will happen, right? So when it comes to this kind of behavioral issue, those windows that you first build obedience with, right? The first window that I can think of is an obedience window. And what happens a lot of times in these scenarios is everything just gets chunked into that category. So that's how you fix everything. And so you'll have a trainer and they'll come and they'll be like, all right, here's what you got to do. Put them on place. And then like, that's it. It's like, yeah. So then he just lives on place. And then like tell that dog not to go bother him. That's it. Right. But instead you should be just using the other three windows. So the other windows are free time, but free time, like actually like do whatever the heck you want. Just be a lunatic. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I like to tell people normally I would take that and make that an outside context, right? So do you guys have a yard?
Yes.
Yeah? Fenced in?
Yes.
Sick. So they probably sprint around there like lunatics, right?
Yeah.
Do they ever
It's
fight?
an Astra.
Yes.
Do they ever
Sprint
fight
around
outside?
The two times that it happened, one was outside, one was upstairs.
Okay, where was it outside?
Right at the door.
Okay.
Sputnik.
That's what
Bear
Christian
was
told me
approaching the door
from the
and then
evaluation.
Sputnik
Got it.
just
That's
pushed
not
him
the
away.
fight I'm talking about.
Okay, there's a different one.
Yeah, so it was, they were outside, him and Astra were playing, Bear walked up and wanted to play with them, and Sputnik does not like when he intrudes on their playtime, and so, yeah, he doesn't like it at all, so,
Yeah.
and then he kind of, that's when it happened. So it was more so out in the yard, that one was.
Yeah.
We could not get them to separate by yelling.
Got it. Okay. Good. Okay, that adds more context. Yeah, because I've been told about the one that was
The door.
that he guards the
that
door
was
from
a
Bear,
hit, yes,
right?
yeah.
Because we practiced that at the house specifically.
Oh, good.
We practiced that scenario with all three of them present. We basically just had it open out into the front yard, and we put long lines on them just in case. But we just had them like do it, and I did see what I saw was like if he was near the door, and Bear would actually avoid it. So I noticed Bear avoids things.
Bear is very nervous, and
Yeah.
so like when Christian was here, I think the first time watching, Bear came inside, and if he shows his teeth at him, Bear would come around this circle the whole time, and Sputnik will circle around
Yeah.
and watch him and not let him come through.
That's what he told me.
And-
And it's constant.
And that's like the ultimate like thing we want to solve. Like
Yeah.
the like a little bit of pushing is like whatever, but we just want Bear to feel comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
Because Sputnik and Astra, they're fine.
They're chilling,
They,
having a good time
they'll
together.
play if they get into a little argument.
Yeah,
It's,
I also
like,
noticed Astra
very
will-
little.
If Sputnik and Bear have a thing, Astra will sometimes
Add to it.
Yeah.
join
No,
and
she will.
Pack
on
mentality.
Sputnik's side. Yeah.
Yes. Which
Yeah.
they grew up together. That we are a blended family. So
They are blending. Do you like that movie? I love that movie. Anyway, it's the Adam Sandler movie. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Got it. So how long has Bear been with them?
blended, a year.
A year.
So he was deployed, and he was with his mom, and then I had Bear and Asher together because
So
of
they're
the
chill.
problem. So they're totally.
And then you
fine,
brought
too.
Sputnik, and then Sputnik
Yeah.
was like, "What's up?" And
Yeah.
it was like, "No, that's a problem." Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So, yeah. So that first window, crazy time. They do what they want, right? Second window is where, again, they're free, but it's a little more structured, where like you're doing something with them actively, right? So that might be out on a walk, but they're not in any kind of command, which should be about 95% of every walk.
Sorry, that flickers. It's
Oh,
very
it's
weird.
okay.
It's kind of metal, you know? I feel like rock music should start playing or something.
I think it's almost scary.
We never
Yeah.
notice it because we never have the light on.
It's okay.
Yeah. You're like, for that reason? Is a ghost in here? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that window is, yeah, say you're playing chase and catch together, throwing the ball, and they're bringing it back and whatever. Or you're chasing them down with it, or however your dog likes to play with it, right? He's decent at bringing it back.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He brought it back to me normally. So I went out to downtown Cary Park. Actually, just last week. That's some of the footage that's still left to come out with them, and I was just chucking that ball. Having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing you gotta watch him. He'll run himself to death.
Yeah. Every blue heeler I work with will just kill themselves.
Yeah.
Like there's one right now. It's one of the most intense ball fixations that I've seen, where he will I think he would just jump off a cliff
Yeah.
to try to get to it.
I see that.
Yeah.
I think he
would
too,
just totally
honestly.
just jump right off. He'd be like, "Oh, the ball went there. Okay, I'm just gonna get it." Yeah. But because I've seen him run into stuff. Yeah, I've had him run into things that were in the way, and I was like, "You didn't."
Oh, he will run straight into the fence.
Into the fence,
Not
yeah,
there,
just to get it, yeah. So that's useful, because that kind of motivation is really easy to get cooperation with that kind of dog. You can teach them really fast. So that's another window. This next window is the one that we're going to focus on because it's the one that's the most pertinent to this issue. So the next one is in the house typically, and it's when you have the dogs free, so they're free, but they're not doing a lot. If it makes sense. Like they're not running around the house. They're not barking at each other. They're not jumping at each other. They're not doing anything dumb. It's not playtime. We're chilled.
Yeah.
It's chill time, right? So think like, if you imagine in your head, you guys are chilling on the couch, watching a show. We were watching a show. We were watching The Shield. Recommend, by the way. Anyway, 2002 to 2008, super awesome. I have ADHD. All right, so yeah, follow my train of logic here. Yeah, working on it. Yeah, The Shield. I just took it. Actually, it hasn't hit yet. But so you guys are watching TV, hanging out on the couch. Dogs are all out, right? In that picture, what are the dogs doing?
Preferably laying on the couch, laying on the ground.
Laying around, chilling. Maybe one of them gets up, walks around, right? They're not in place. They're not in downstays. They're not doing anything that you've told them to do. They're loose, but they're not jumping around, running around. This isn't playtime. This is quiet time, right? So what I'd recommend, because you have this issue, is just make that the rule in the house. In the house is chill time. Outside the
I'm good
house,
with that, yeah.
go do whatever you want. Have a great time. Have fun, right? The only time that I would make an exception is, I don't know if you like to wrestle with any of the dogs, but if you do, if you wrestle with them a little bit inside, it's not going to like throw things off entirely. As long as afterwards you make it
I
clear
do.
what we're
She
doing.
hates when
I wrestle with my dog too. She doesn't like it because it makes her jump on her. Yeah, and we have an Anatolian Shepherd that's like 95 pounds.
She's
So
huge.
yeah,
And she'll jump on. She knows I hate her.
yeah, because I don't really stop her from jumping on me.
She just doesn't.
Yeah,
stop.
that's what transfers. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Anatolian Shepherds are
She
cool.
loves it when I get mad at her. I'll like
Yeah.
smack her butt and she like,
Rouse her right
So
up.
basically, they're chilled out now. So this is kind of what you want, right? Except just no leashes,
For sure.
right? So the question is, how do you get there, right? Well, one is make sure they're fulfilled otherwise. It seems like you guys do stuff with your dogs, right? Like you'd take them places and go to the
Yeah.
park and stuff like that, and probably take them. You guys look like you might hike. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just guessing, right?
We're from Colorado.
Okay, yeah, right. So,
because he was crying.
so with that,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that's going to be one piece, right? But you guys are already doing it, right? So I think that's taken care of. You guys throw the ball for them, you play with them, you do stuff with them, right?
So,
Second thing is maintain their obedience, right? But the third thing, and this is going to be more important, is maintain that as a standard in the house and enforce it.
Probably.
So the way you can enforce it is if they start acting out, acting crazy,
Yeah,
what I did to him just now, where I just told him like, hey, dude, chill out, right? Because he was acting a little weird, so I told him stop it, and now he stopped it, and he's chilling out, right?
I can see it in the film.
And then tell him, okay, and let him go do stuff, right? Because he's not in command. I didn't tell him to down, right? Or you can tell him enough, right? The only other thing is, with that kind of thing, is that first 5, the last one is authority.
It's sad, but he's a baby.
So once you've gotten a good evaluation, you know what's happening, which we're going to talk a little bit more about what I observed and what I think is actually like going on. And then you've gotten cooperation, right, on walks and in play. And then they're, you know, getting fulfilled. Their needs are fulfilled, right? And then they're already socialized with humans and with dogs. That's not something that I think is actually an issue.
Yeah.
So then the last point is authority. So there's one particular move. I have some videos of it on Instagram. There's one I need to, not on Instagram, on YouTube. There's one I need to clip out. I'm going to try to clip it out pretty soon. It's because it's like embedded within a 30-minute long video. It was actually with a dachshund. So it makes me look like a monster. I'm not going to lie to you, but the dog that one in particular has had issues where they're almost the same as what he's doing.
Okay.
Right? So, and it's very specifically either in confined spaces, which is what he's doing, or with his owner, his mom. That's where he does it the most. So in the video, the one that I got was basically what just happened here, except a little bit faster. So and it was like a little, her name is Ginger. She's like this little golden doodle, like 6 months old or something like that. So she's not a threat or doing anything dumb. And she's happy to be friends with every dog she sees, right? So she came up and this little dachshund, Milo is his name, was like, and then immediately lunged, try to bite her, right? So what I do in the video is I pop immediately and say nope. And then I basically say nope and pop, nope and pop, nope and pop like 5 or 6 times. And I do another kind of pressure, which is social or spatial pressure. So that would be like, all right, I'm gonna do something weird. So if I like walk up to you, if I'm like right here talking to you, is that comfortable?
No.
No, dude, that's awful. Ew, right? It's spatial / social pressure, right? And so your initial instinct is to be like, dude, or to be like, dude, right? Get away from me. So dogs feel that too. So if I go up to Bear and I go, hey, you see how his whole face changed, right?
It's like looking.
Yeah. So that's what you use, right?
Okay.
You use that together with a correction. And the reason I say do it like 5 or 6 times is because you want a very specific result, right? It feels bad in the moment to do it. Like I said, it makes me look like a monster. But it makes the dog's life so much cooler. Because then it allows for so much more freedom for the dog because you had some level of authority in that situation, right? So what you want to see the dog do is this. Like a kid that got in trouble, right? So the difference that I want you to imagine is, you guys have kids? No?
No.
Yes? No? You're like, just these?
Too
Right?
many animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh God. Yeah, don't get me started. Yeah, we just got a new cat by accident.
We
By
got
accident.
2 cats upstairs.
Yeah, we've got
Like
7 now. Yeah, I love cats. They sleep in our bed. We live in an RV though. At the moment, yeah. So, woo. And then we have a 14-year-old. Yeah, I don't look old enough. I'm not. We adopted him. Yeah. It's by blood. It's our nephew. It's her older sister's son. Yeah. No, we're about to turn 30, not like 35. Yeah. All right, we're chill. So yeah, like 14-year-old, 29, not cool, a little weird. Yeah. But say that your kid's running out there playing with a bunch of 10-year-olds. So say it's a bunch of 10-year-old boys are hanging out, and then one of them, your kid, hauls off and punches one of the other boys in the face. Do you go, hey, I'll use my kid's name, Jaden, don't do that. And he's like, oh, okay, all right, I won't do that again. And then they go back to playing. Or do you go, whoa, nah, you're done, get over here. That's a problem, right? You're going home. Never do that again, right? And then whatever punishment you're okay with doing later, right? A or B?
Second.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not even close, right? So I take a similar approach with this, right? A would be just like simple negative reinforcement, right? Or just like a kind of like, hey, dude, right? So if it wasn't a big deal, I would just go be like, hey, Sputnik, dude, come on, dude, don't do that, right? Stop being dumb. Or if it was like, maybe I asked them to do a command, I would just use negative reinforcement, right? So, Sputnik, come here, bud, come here, right? I would go like this, right? So if I pull up, Sputnik sits. That's negative reinforcement. That's all it is, right? I pull up, he feels pressure. As soon as his butt hits the ground, no more pulling. On the leash, pressure's gone, cool, right? So I would just use negative reinforcement. I pop it a couple of times and tell him to do something else, right? But in this case, if he's bullying him, and we want that to not happen again, we're talking about option B, not option A, right? Those other two are like A. What I'm describing is like option B, where now everything's over, right? Fun time's gone. You did that thing, and now you're gonna be in trouble, right? So if you don't make it bad enough, and you don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, you don't have to freak out, you don't have to be angry. It's just pop, right? You say nope and you pop. You say nope and you pop. You say nope and you pop. 5, 6 times. And you put spatial and social pressure on them. And you tell them, don't ever do that again. But, right? By doing that, you are making it where everything stops when he does that particular thing. And I want you to be pretty liberal with that because the kinds of things can be easy to let go, right? Like say Bear wants to come through and he's kind of like, but he doesn't try to bite him, right? And we might be tempted to be like, right? But that's what leads to the next thing, right? It's like a domino chain. So you want to stop the first domino, essentially. So that's how I want you to do it,
Okay.
right? And if you do that, he already knows what that means because I've done it to him.
Yeah.
And you can then transfer that to you, where then you can tell him to knock it off, right? And what will end up happening is if you do that frequently, when needed, obviously don't like just do it for no reason.
Yep.
But if you do that when needed, the times that will happen will decrease. He'll get the point pretty quickly. And then the second thing is that suddenly both of you can do it. Suddenly, when you tell him to knock it off in the house, that will have a lot more meaning to him, right? So that's the main fix for that. And we'll do a little bit today together.
Okay.
We'll let them off the leash and see what happens. And I want to see, I think maybe one of the main things is opening the back door.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to kind of have some control over that and be able to run it back.
Good.
So that we can see it and just see how things go and see if we notice anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I might do it the first time. Or I might, maybe let's have you try the first time.
Okay.
And then I can critique, right? And then if it happens again, I can do it.
Okay.
So that's for that. That's the main fix for that. Now, the one part of that I wanted to share was kind of like evaluatory, is he's very, like you said, nervous, which is probably what's making him do that,
For sure.
right?
It's only egging it on.
Yeah, because then he sees, like, what's wrong with him? Why is he doing this? I'm going to make him stop doing that, right? But it's not always useful to punish it on his end, right? So what can you do, though, on his side of the equation? Other than that, right, that's going to fix probably 85% of the issue.
Yeah.
On this end, if you see him just being retarded, you know what I mean? Like just like acting really crazy and anxious and then like kind of getting in his space, you can tell him like, hey, dude, get out of here. Stop doing that, right? And that's fine. And that will probably help some because he will see you do it. That's more of what you want to see. So if he's coming up and bothering him, or if he's coming up and invading his space in any way, if you, in front of him, tell Bear to knock it off, or if you punish him, like I just described, and then tell Bear also at the same time to knock it off, then he'll get 2 points out of that. One, he can't do that because it's going to be a big problem. But also, number two, that, hey, look, you guys got it, right? If mom's there, if dad's there, like, you guys are going to tell Bear to, like, not invade his personal space. Mm-hmm. And they see those kinds of things, and they'll be like, oh, okay. All right. Because then what you can do is, if you notice him doing that, and he doesn't do anything, right, he lets it happen, that's the best time to step in, is if he's letting it go, and Bear's kind of like all up in his space, and then you tell Bear, like, hey, chill out. Sputnik will go, oh, I just took care of it. I don't have to do anything anyway, right? So those are kind of the two sides to that equation. Any questions?
One question
Yeah.
to that one, just for like a progression, because I totally agree with everything up to like a certain point. We would like them to be able to play, because that's kind of where it goes. Is like Bear will try to start playing with Astra and Sputnik.
Yeah.
And they play pretty like aggressive.
Yeah, they
roll
play hard.
around,
They play
fight each other, totally playing. Bear will try to get in on that, and that's where it like begins. So like all the way up to that point, stopping it, but where does like that transition?
Yeah.
Like, okay, they're doing really well. They've consistently been doing well. At what point are we negatively affecting it by any time Bear gets in his space where he's trying to play? Then we're just not letting any progression past that point.
Perfect. Right. You should be a dog trainer. No, because that's a lot of trainers don't think that way, right? Because what you're thinking about is, okay, what I just described is a management style solution, which is not the same thing as training, right? So what I was kind of pointing at was in the house, if that makes sense, right? So in the house, we're doing calm zone. So then we're going to be like, okay, chill out, right? Okay. But if it's in a play context and they're outside, hands off, right? It's cool. Then the only real thing there is if he does that, then you cause a problem, right? But and then playtime's over for him at that minute, right? And then you can let him go back out to it because you want him to decompress afterwards, if that makes sense. So you don't want him to be like, oh, everything shuts down after that. It's like, okay, no, give him a minute to decompress and then let him back out, right? Because he's going to be a little bit like, right? And so then you're going to be like, because you don't want to mess up any kind of relationship. And it won't, as long as you guys are already cooperating and he's very fulfilled and gets to go do stuff. You let him out on the leash, don't heel grind him. Yeah. If I hear that you guys have been like heel grinding the whole time, I'm going to call you. Like, stop doing that. Let him go out to the end of the leash and smell stuff, right? But yeah, if they're outside like that, let them play and see what happens. Just watch, right? And can I guarantee that nothing will happen? No. But what I can guarantee is that you can tell them to stop it and actually have success, right? So what that would mean is you would tell them nope, right? And you would say their name, Sputnik nope, Bear nope. And then it's the best practice, especially for a while until you're really cool with everything. Just have the e-collars on them when they go out to play, right? And have it with you while you watch. And if anything dumb happens, first thing to do is to yell nope and then go over there and tap his e-collar and recall them, right? Which the recall that they know is here.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would just yell their name and then say here. Because then you're telling them they have to do something else, and then you can use e-collar if you need to reinforce them recalling to you. And then whoever you saw do something dumb, probably him, you make a problem, right? But yeah, that's a good question because you want to. The goal is for them to be able to interact normally.
Yes.
Yeah. So inside, I would have him kind of avoid a little bit, unless he's just trying to get somewhere. Because I'm talking about something very specific. It's in his space, bothering him. But if he's trying to just go look at the door or just walk through the house to get to another area of the house and he's in the way, that's not his problem. He's just trying to get somewhere. I'm not telling you like, okay, if Sputnik's standing right here and he goes to walk and Bear goes to walk by Sputnik, then you need to like shoo them away from each other. No. He doesn't need to go around this way. He can go through any area. Does that kind of answer the question?
Yeah,
or no? Okay.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah. Any further questions, concerns about that or about anything else? What else is on your mind other than this?
Just that mostly.
Okay, just this mostly. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anything like, okay, has anything I've said so far been unexpected or not in line with what you were hoping for?
No.
If it is, you can tell me.
No.
No? Okay, cool. Yeah.
They're already like demeanor wise and like just their like how they're acting is much better.
They've settled a little faster. Okay. Yeah.
We usually.
Okay. Yeah. And like I said, the other thing is, like I said, it's a poor learning environment. So tomorrow morning you might wake up, let the dogs go out, and then they're like, and then you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
At that point, call us. Yeah, send us a text, let us know, send a video, right? And then I'll probably, my first question will be, all right, what happened? And then what did you do, right? Because then I can troubleshoot if there needs to be troubleshooting, which there might be.
Yeah.
It's very, very, not very uncommon, especially with this kind of situation, which is why we set up follow-up lessons, right? Mm-hmm. So write stuff down, take videos. That way, the more information I get from you, the next time I come, the better it'll be. Mm-hmm. The more I'll be able to help. Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's probably everything with that situation. And then with the obedience, maybe what we can do is go with the two of them first, and then we can get Astra. Okay. Is just go on a little walk, so that we can. You guys have probably already seen random stuff on videos, and there's going to be one just came out today with Astra that we finished editing.
Sputnik, right?
And that one has not come out yet, but it will. It's like probably 20 minutes long. So you'll get to see those, but we can kind of go for a little walk with them, and we can just kind of see how things go, and I'll teach you how to do the walk.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
There, let's go.
And then we can probably use this as an opportunity, actually.
He said, no, I was home. Why am I leaving?
Do you have a long line on you, babe?
My cat.
You have a long line?
Not on me.
Okay.
Probably in my bag.
So these are great tools. I'll be right back. I'll go grab a long line. A second one.